Greetings everyone and welcome back to Expeditions of Vikings, where we just put 3 drunken farmhands to death. Now whether that was the right decision or not remains to be seen, but let's have a chat with Kettle and find out how they feel. I can't believe it came to this. A man that bitter with sons that stupid, it was just a matter of time. What actually happened out here? I heard loud voices and went to take a look. They were all out with their weapons, having some argument over whether or not to set fire to the hall. I asked them what they were doing. He holds up his hands and smiles weakly. Not at all in a judgmental way. Otter and Tost ganged up on me and laid me out. I really should have been more careful, but for all of Erlinger's bile over the years, I never thought they would go this far. Well, no, thank you for trying to look out for us. Kettle grinned sheepishly. Of course. But it does feel like the whole clan has turned against me. These tensions have simmered for a long time. Bjorn was a controversial thing. Those he angered fear that you would bring the change, won't bring the change that they desire. It's not your fault. Well, we're going to have to deal with Erlinger after the duel tomorrow. I feel that we can't let that sit and fester. We were unquestionably right tonight, but we dealt a great blow to Erlinger. Time will tell. Let's go and have a chat with Nefja. Let me fight him. Let a woman fight on my behalf? Out of the question. No. I've already seen that she's a much more capable combatant than me. And in single combat, I can only assume that that difference in strength and preferred weapon is going to become even larger. That may become necessary. I don't... correct me if I'm wrong. I really don't know this particular thing, but, I mean, as a Thane myself, and I can only play this as myself, I would have no problem in appointing a champion to defend my honor. It matters not to me what gender, or for that matter, even species, as long as they're a competent fighter and I trust them. Nefja smiles and places a hand gingerly on your shoulder. If others see that another warrior is willing to risk her life for you, that is just as worthy of respect as if you beat Asleifr yourself. I'll be ready when you need me. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. We don't know yet. We can speak with one of school's Haskals. Dark eyes size you up under elaborately braided hair. There's something mysterious and dangerous about this woman. You made short work of those mules. Man after my own heart. How's that? Nobody messes with me and lives. I am, of course, taking liberties with my translation of what happened. You think it's written in English? It's actually no. They're speaking. They're speaking Viking, and I'm translating it for you. Don't worry. That is more or less exactly what she said. Probably not. Maybe. You seem to be similarly inclined. I took no pleasure in that fight. I did what I felt I had to do. Not pleasure, no, but satisfaction, surely. A well-deserved victory. I guess I can't argue with that entirely. I'm glad I got the chance to meet you now. I'm sure this won't be the last time we see each other. Ooh, that's both intriguing and also a little bit intimidating. She holds up her cup in salute, then slithers away into the crowd without asking your leave. An interesting woman, that one. Right, let's speak with Astridr. Your mother wraps you in a warm embrace. There is a hint of tears in her eyes. Well fought, my child. Your father would be so proud. The clan is at war with itself. Was father really such a poor thing? She looks away. Bjorn was always more of a warrior than a leader, but he was no worse than most. This isn't really about him. It's about ambition and greed. There'll be another fight tomorrow. Asleifr. I know. Asleifr is a skilled warrior. You would do well to make some preparations. What can I do? I mean, I want to face him on equal terms, but honestly, in my mind, equal terms is he's a better warrior than me. That's just the way that is. Like, if I was forced to fight him one-on-one, I don't know. As a thing, you have to put different things first. the survival of the clan comes before your own personal honor, but that personal honor is not entirely divorced from the clan. So there's this kind of compromising area. It's not one or the other exclusively, but at the same time, I consider it equal terms if we just show up and if you just walked up and you happen to be the weaker, well, that's still equal terms. You do the best with what you've got. I'm disinclined to cheat. Don't be ridiculous. This duel could be the death. There are no rules to break in such a contest. You need every advantage you can get. It may not seem like it right now, but most of our clan remains loyal to us. If nothing else, then because they prefer you as Thane over Asleifr. Go to Hulda in the bog and ask her for help. She is old and wise, and she has many ways to weaken a man. I'll take the old hag's, more than an old hag's brew to beat him. I don't like to deal with that witch. I have no problem dealing with witches. Good idea. Drop a poison might do the trick. No, poison? I want to beat him, not kill him. She runs a hand over her greying hair, she thinks. There is another option. Sigurdur may have an idea. She's good at setting traps for the creatures of the forest. She may know of a trap large enough for a man. Other than that, Kveldulfr may be willing to get you some better equipment. You shouldn't go into the duel with those old weapons Bjorn gave you for your training. Well, I mean, at least one of those options seems completely reasonable. Poison, I think that's more or less completely out of the question. I know it's more or less completely out of the question. As for Sigurdur, maybe that is a possibility. We now have the option of going and talk with people, and I think that's what we're going to do. Exploration. As you explore the world, blah, 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 it's going to give us a little bit more information. We can go to the map and have a look where everything is. This is the map of our home clan. We've got, I believe that's the witch's hut down there in the bog. This is Sigurdur. Oh, no, I'm pronouncing that wrong. This is Sigurdur, our huntress. And this is Kveldulfr, the smith. We're going to go and speak with the smith first and foremost. Because this seems like the most honest and just reasonable option of them all. I'll talk with all the others simply to introduce them, but the smith, Kveldulfr, has retreated to the familiar confines of his workshop, where he's engaged in an energetic discussion with his wife, Daghildur. They break it up when they see you coming, and Daghildur wanders off to find someone else with whom to gossip. So, Erlinger finally lost control of his idiot sons, did he? Glad to see you made it out of that mess in one piece. Seems like everyone anticipated the attack except me. Oh, it's no secret Erlinger has been fixing to challenge your family for years, but no one expected an attack during the feast. That is just disgraceful. I wish he hadn't had to kill them, but under the circumstances, I'm not sure how it could have been avoided. Asleifr has challenged me to a duel. Is there anything you can do to help me? I heard. Sorry, my boy. I'm not getting involved. I've known you both since you were small children. Asleifr used to help out in the smithy. I won't have either of your blood on my conscience. I don't plan to kill him. I just have to beat him to defend my seat. I'm not going to just challenge him, because that's putting words in his mouth. That's projecting my insecurities. Let's just clarify. I have no intention of killing him. It's an honest contest. Smith crosses his massive arms and shakes his head. Such things rarely go according to plan. In the heat of the moment, with a sword in your hand, I won't be responsible. The decision is final. Now, I've got two options here. One is opened up because of my leadership skill. I can say, Asleifr is a strong warrior. I need him and his axe to defend the clan from our enemies. But you know our clan is safer and stronger with me in charge. And then sense, which is more... This is coming more into the territory of... I'm not using authority or presenting the needs of the clan over my own, but I'm using my wits, and I can work out how to kind of mold a conversation. I can see the heart of a man and how to guide it and steer it to the conclusion that I want. Kveldulfr, denying my request will not keep Asleifr safe. it will only put me in danger. I'm going to go with that one. And success! You calmly lay out your view of the situation, explaining how refusing to help you is an implicit help to Asleifr, and how the imbalance in your equipment is more likely to get you killed than to protect Asleifr. Kveldulfr crosses his arms and squints at you for a long moment. Then he releases a sigh. He does have a poor head for tactics, but I will not give you steel to swing against him. However, I can help you stay safe. Here, let me get you a good sturdy set of quilted armor. It'll serve you better than the shirt you're wearing. The smith disappears into the back of his shop and re-emerges with a thick quilted shirt in his hands. He presses it into you, presents it to you with a solemn nod. This is the best I can do to aid you. If the fight goes well, you can keep it. I'm not going to insult him after he's helped me, especially considering it was, I was pushing him against his initial judgment to do so. Thank you. I'll be humble about it. Aye. Eki et Daka. Just be careful out there. With that, Kveldulfr seems to decide he's done enough smithing for today, and he starts the nightly ritual of meticulously putting his tools back in their place. Okay, we have got new armor, so let's go and equip this. I've got nothing, I've just got a shirt right now. This will give me damage reduction of 36% on melee and 20% on range. It will also reduce my movement slightly, but that's fine. That's fine for now. Right, now there's one thing we can do. I can hold down the Alt key and see things around the world. It is super worthwhile doing this. I wish there was a toggle for this, because realistically there is never a time when I don't want to be looting everything I can find, because it all gets used in crafting, because you can craft trinkets, you can craft traps, all sorts of things that you can use later in the various combats. Now, obviously, you can rotate the screen. It isn't a forked 3D game. It's a real 3D game. You can rotate the camera, but you can never quite get it down close and underneath. It's always at this angle, which is a massive pain in the bum. If there was something I would say that this UI really needs, it's a complicated UI. There's a lot of information, but wow, being able to move my camera's angle would be so welcomed. Right, Sigurdur, let's have a chat. Sigurdur is the clan's best hunter and is married to the other full-time hunter, Ljótr. She bows her head respectfully as you approach her. Hail, now, someone has given me an idea of that. It's the Aing cat. Hail Oxal, Aavak. I witnessed Asleifr challenge. Is there anything I can do to help? Are you on my side in this dispute? Asleifr is a good man, honourable and dutiful. His family is always fair in their dealings. But your father was lax in his rule, and I admired that. He may not have built a strong and fearsome clan, but he respected us and put great trust in us all. I hope you'll continue that legacy. And I know Asleifr certainly wouldn't. Ah, okay, so you respect your freedoms. Okay, I'll remember that one. Astrid suggested you might know of a few tricks to aid me in the duel. Tricks? Perhaps there is one thing I can do. Your uncle, Grimulfr, told me a story once. He was with Bjorn in Geatland to fight for Sigurdur, and he was tasked with ambush a group of mercenaries riding to reinforce the enemy. According to Grimulfr, your father wanted to split up the riders with a surprise attack, so he had the idea of suspending a strong net above the path and running the rope across the ground concealed by branches. When the first horse stepped on the rope, it came loose and dropped the net down onto the rider, tangling him up and causing him to fall off the horse. That does sound ridiculous. That's ingenious. Could you do it? I don't think you will be dumb enough to fall for that. That's so crazy, it just might work. I mean, I think it probably would work. But I don't really want to do it. I just wanted to ask about it and be introduced. I don't think Asleifr would be dumb enough to fall for that. It hinges on whether he expects a trap and how well it's hidden. I know how to hide a trap well enough from anyone. I'd rather not take the chance. She looks slightly disappointed. I understand. It was a crazy idea anyway. I wish you luck out there tomorrow. Thank you. I really don't want to cheat with this fight. Again, though, that's the honourable part of me speaking. I don't feel he deserves me to cheat. He's dealt fairly with me, and I want to deal fairly back. Ooh, what's this? It is a sling of some kind. Okay, I'll take that, I think. What we got over here? Got valuables. Valuables are kind of a generic commodity, but is used in many things. I'll give you a glance of that right now, actually. We can go to the homestead. And although I'm not going to be doing anything in here right now, you can upgrade your homestead, and it has lots of different effects throughout. And you need various resources like wood and valuables to be able to do anything. So you do spend quite a lot of time upgrading your town, and that unlocks different things for you later in the game. And throughout the game, resources, new traders. We'll get to that fairly soon, though. Let's continue down. Now, this is the way to the witch, I believe. If we move down here, it looks like, yeah, there we are. Let's go all the way around. There we go. And up and talk to Roskva the Black.
Why are you here?
The witch's apprentice is tending the candles around the old tree. She stands when she sees you squinting through the damp locks of raven black hair that droop in front of her face. I'm the thing, I go wherever I please. Don't talk to me like that. No, I'm here to see Hulda. The girl fidgets with the candle in her hand, picking at the wax with a long nail. Are you sure? Today isn't one of her good days. She and I have that in common, then. An uncertain smile crosses her lips. How's that? Seems half the clan wants me dead. Yeah, honestly, that's the problem that I'm having right now. Her voice betrays no hint of interest. I wouldn't take it personally. There's always a power grab when a thing snuffs it. Don't talk about my father. Okay. What would you know of such matters? She looks away. The machinations of ambitious men are well within the purview of a witch. Her eyes meet yours again, this time through a shrewd squint. But you're not here for advice, are you? You're here for a poison. You know about poisons? She smiles in much the same way that a cat might smile at a gull. I've picked up a few things from Hulda. If she's too difficult, come talk to me again. I might be of some help. Okay. And now we must walk with her.
We've got visitors, Hulda. It's the Thane. Come out and say hello.
Okay. The old witch emerges from her burrow, supported by her brooding appearance. Her knees shake with each slow step, and she wears an expression of deep concern. She stops a few yards outside the hut and blinks at you, confused. What are you doing home so soon? Did you decide not to go? What are you talking about? She takes an unsteady step forward. I made an offering to Thor when you left, and that same night he struck the big willow with a thunderbolt. He brought you back safely, just as he showed me he would. Roskva speaks softly to the old woman. This is Aavak, the son of Bjorn and Asleifr. Do you remember him? The old witch blinks again. She looks at Roskva for a long moment, as though searching for something in the girl's eyes. Then she shakes her head, annoyed. Of course I remember. Don't give me that look. Like I wouldn't remember. Her attention turns back to you, but her voice is in an impatient bark now. Why are you here? I need help with the duel. She holds up a hand, one long, dirty, frayed nail pointing straight at you. I told you that you would need the mixture, but you wouldn't take it. Roskva's tone is cautious. Hulda. Venom sizzles beneath the old witch's curt admonishments. Quiet, girl! For a long moment, nobody speaks. Hulda's eyes bore into you long past the point of discomfort. Then they seem to glaze over. I was hoping you could help me. Her eyes wander aimlessly. Of course I'll help you. I always do what I can for you. Last time I gave a good fat rabbit to Thorir. Then he might watch over you on your journey. That very night the big willow was struck by a thunderbolt. The apprentice tugs gently at the crone's arm. You already said that, Hulda. The old woman grabs Roskva's hand and digs her nails into the underside of the girl's wrist. Roskva winces visibly. Don't lie, useless cow. I know what I said. I'm not an idiot. You're not well today. Your memory... The old hag screams so spittle flies from her mouth. Get out of here. Go! I don't want to see you here again. Don't you ever come back here, you lying goat. Lying goat? What a fantastic insult. I mean, not in this situation. That is an awesome insult. I'm going to remember it. Oscar sighs, defeated, and walks away. On her way past you, she pauses and mumbles so only you can hear. That's the third time today she's banished me forever. She'll call me back when she wets her bed again. Oh. Hulda stares after her apprentice through narrowed eyes as she leaves. Well, this is a difficult one, because if she had her senses about her, I would stick up for Roscover. But she doesn't, so it's much more of a grey area, but I feel compelled to do so anyway. Perhaps I should go. The crone grumbles. She sways slightly now that she no longer has Roscover to support her. Don't waste my time. Just tell me what you want so I can be rid of you. No, I don't want to poison. I didn't want to poison anyway, but I wanted to meet everyone. Never mind. I hope you get well. Hulda shouts after you as you leave. There's nothing wrong with me. It's just that evil girl. Fine, get out of here. And don't you ever come back. I was hoping she'd go back inside. Hey, Roscover. Her voice is timid, a timid mumble when he finds it again. I'm sorry you have to see her this way. She's just having a bad day. That was great. I have half the clan against me and the witch has lost her mind. You have nothing to apologize for. Honestly, you showed incredible levels of patience and care for her. It's kind of you to say that, but I grieve for Hulda. She is a wise woman with a lifetime of knowledge of the plants, the gods, and the spirits. I hate to see her mind unravel like this. If you've caught her on a better day, I know she could have helped you with your duel. It's alright, I'll make do without her aid. The young witch musters a half-smile. You may not have to. If you will accept help from a witch's apprentice, I may have something you can use. She sticks an arm deep into her knapsack and pulls out a small jar. It's a powder. If he ingests this in the morning, he'll barely be able to stand at noon. Thank you, but it's too much. I only need a small advantage. Closes her hand around the jar. This is all I have. I could do more if you had time to wait. I promise it won't kill him. Are you sure you don't want it? I'm sure. Thank you for your help with Hulda. Roscover nods, and she gets back to the candles. I will ask Thoror to aid you tomorrow. Now, we have to head back. We've got our better armor, and that's really all I wanted in the end of the day. And it's time to sleep. Still time for the feast, I guess, a bit. Has anyone else come back in? Yes, actually, a few people have. Okay, Halfdanner. Well, that was rousing. What a bunch of cowardly cesspool hogs to come at you during a funeral. But, as they say, it's not a good feast until there's a fight. And school. That was a nasty attack, my boy. But don't be too distraught. You handled it as well as anyone could have. It's a shame your father's funeral should be marred by such a thing. And finally, Ragnhildr. Looks like you have your work cut out for you. You should take care to bring your clan in line before the All thing. Your standing will be weak. Very well, it is time for us to get some rest. I'll, just go to sleep while my guests are finishing up their food, because, that seems like a thingly thing to do, apparently. The next day, at noon. You come to the prosaically named Holmang Island on the following day, rowing one of the clan's small boats to within the company of Nefja and Ketil. Sigurdur and Lotur greet you there, having come out in advance to set the stakes that define the area. If he doesn't come, we should fight each other. It'd be a shame to let such a fine arena go to waste. A smug smirk creeps over Nefja's face. Are you sure you want to fight me again? Remember what happened last time? Right. What I mean is that you and Aavak should fight, and I will sit over there beneath the tree and watch while I finish the rest of the mead from last night. Ah, Catel, I like you. He'd better show up, or I'll row back and haul him out here myself. No, if he doesn't show, I would have to exile him from the clan. I hope he does forfeit. I don't want to fight a clansman. Yeah, I kind of hope that, but it's not going to happen. Nefja twists her face into a displeased grimace. Don't be like that. He challenged your honor. It's your duty to face him in this duel. Your challenger arrives in a short time later, accompanied by 2 other young men from his side of the family. The same companions he sat with at your feast. Let's have a chat then. Asleifr looks healthy and awake, gives you a curt nod, but respectful nod, and steps directly into the ring without hesitation. His voice is strong and steady. We're all here then. Good. Are you ready? Nefja addresses you, but keeps her eyes on Asleifr as she speaks. Aavak, I volunteer to fight in your place. Your offer humbles me, but this is my fight. No, I'm looking forward to teaching Asleifr a lesson. No, I'm absolutely going to accept that one of my clansmen will champion me. I trust you with my honor. Make me proud. Asleifr, you're willing to risk your life for Aavak? He is my thane, and I will serve him faithfully until the Valkyries carry me to Folkvanger. Asleifr snorts derisively at her flowery declaration. So be it. Nefja draws her sword and steps into the ring opposite Asleifr. Sigurdur motions to her opponent. As the challenger in this dispute, it falls to you to recite the rules of the duel. Asleifr clears his throat impatiently, recites the clan's traditional rules for single combat. I, Asleifr, son of Grimvardr, have challenged Aavak, son of Bjorn, for the right to rule our clan. Nefja Holmundottir has volunteered to fight in the place of Aavak. I fight for myself. The winner shall sit as the thane of Skjern and reside in his longhouse. He shall receive no other reward beyond this. He who is defeated may swear fealty to the winner, or his life is forfeit. If either of us falls in the duel, their bodies shall be buried here. All weapons are permitted. The duel will end when either warrior is dead or incapable of continuing the fight. He gives a final, respectful nod and brandishes his weapon. As the challenged, the first strike is yours to make. Oh, that's clear. I like that sentiment. Okay, well, we have got attack the target 3 hexes away, but at 75% damage. Honestly, that would be fine for me right now, because that would be wow, it would be an awful lot of his health. But yeah, let's do that. We'll move back a step and then stab him from as far back as we can. Okay, and we could move further. I'll move down here. And he closes the distance straight away. I expected as much. Okay. And okay, so at this point we're just fighting normally. I could use a feint action, but it's my attack action and I'd end up behind him. But no, we'll just go ahead and wallop him. He's got a shield, so sometimes he will block our attack. And it just comes down to luck, really, if he blocks enough of the attacks. Nope, there we go. Now, it's not over that easily. More's the pity, really. Okay, no new injuries. You fight better than most men, Nefja. Aavak's father has trained you well. She fights better than any man, including you. Let's talk more fighting. No, I'll go with the more respectful. He trained us both. What do you even have against him? He was a great warrior, and like everyone else, I respected him for that. But if the king should raise the Lidanger army tomorrow, how many able-bodied warriors could our clan muster? A dozen? Half the women in the clan are widows, and Bjorn's foolhardy expeditions are the cause of it. He bangs his weapon against his second shield and gives Nefja a somber nod. Okay. And he closed the distance in one go, but didn't get to attack. Excellent. Okay, we're getting lucky with the lack of blocks, because that could really mess with things. Notice that we get full health after a battle. That's pretty much the standard for the entire game. This health bar is only really in the battle. It's the wounds that you accrue out at the end of the battle that persist. Okay, at this point, unless we've got 2 blocks in one go, we're fine. Okay, not bad. Seems that I have made the correct choice in accepting the Shield Maiden. The first time I played, I did it myself. And the fights were a lot closer. Asleifr, the second shield, crumbles off the grip. Dismayed, he heads back to the boat to fetch his last shield. If only you fought for me, nephew. If you should win this, I hope Aavak will be a better thane than his father. Let's see. Will you please shut the man up? How disrespectful. If I were to be the worst thane I could possibly be, I would still be better than you. No, I'm not going to insult him. This is an honourable duel. I hope to serve with you as my Huskal. My honour bids me to, and if I should win, you may serve as mine. Tell me, how do you plan to govern us? Okay, my father spoke of a great kingdom across the sea. I'll find this kingdom as he did. But where he failed, I'll succeed. I plan to govern as little as possible. Free men prosper when left to choose their own path. We have let old alliances atrophy. It's time we rebuild those old relations. We have become weak, and we have many enemies. The defenses must be strengthened. Yeah, I feel that quite strongly. And you are wiser than your father. If you win, I shall gladly serve you. Oh, okay. It appears that he approves of this. But enough talk. Let us finish this. I agree. Okay, my turn first. But because we have extended reach, we can get an attack in even on the advance. Spear's OP. You have had such bad luck with the blocks, you haven't managed to do it once yet. We'll pull back a little bit more. Doesn't make a lot of difference, but... There we go. And now it's just a straight brawl. Okay, first block, finally! Blocked 47 damage. Now, the interesting thing with shields is that has made a big chunk of damage to the shield itself. It blocked the damage completely, but the shield took it. Now, you can repair shields, but that takes an action, but it'll like completely restore the health of the shield. I'm not sure how many times you can do that. I'd have to have a look at the skills. But I believe that once it's been completely reduced, that's it. The shield can't come back at that point. I'd have to double check, but I believe that's the way it works. Okay, this one's a little bit closer. Let's see. There we go. Good, 46. Now, I believe if the shield blocks the damage at all, even if the shield doesn't have enough durability to take the entire hit, that's it. The hit is blocked by the shield. So this could still completely negate one of my attacks. This is a little bit dangerous because this fight is getting super close. Please don't block. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, because that would have been a win to him. Okay, I can only assume it would be the same thing, first 1 to 3 victories, because that would suck so bad if he got 3 lives but we only had 1, but oh well. There we go, we win. Your challenger struggles to get back on his feet, but he leaves his weapon in the mud. In the end, he settles for just sitting on his knees before nephew. You fight better than I expected. Holman would have been proud to see how capable his daughter has become. Nephew steps back to let you approach her vanquished foe. If you accept my surrender, I pledge myself to your service. Of course I'll accept it. But the other options are to exile him, to execute him, or just let him join you. I accept your pledge. Some unusual mixture of sadness and relief washes over him. He holds your gaze for a long moment. Then he seems to get back some of the energy the duel took out of him, and he stands. You showed me great honor. I hope my challenge won't linger in the air between us. I want you to know that you can depend on me from now on. Fully. Kettle extends his hand to Asleifr, who shakes it hesitantly. Glad to have you with us, you big lug. Don't let the defeat get to you. Nephew is surprisingly strong for such a thin woman. Nephew blushes slightly. You fought well, Asleifr, and you have nothing to be ashamed of. And there we are. He's joined my herd. Is that pronounced herd? Do I have a herd? Am I at the head of a herd? This is fantastic. And with that, our clan power has increased. We've gained more skill, and everyone has joined the herd. And something to prove has been updated. We can check out our quest log down here. Something to prove there. We have chosen not to set a trap or to have poison. And now all that remains is head back to the homestead. But before we do, let's go and have a chat. The Otter. It was gracious of Asleifr to pledge himself to you, and sensible of you to spare him. He's a strong warrior, and he'll serve you well. Thank you for accepting Asleifr's pledge. He was a fool to challenge you, but he didn't deserve death or exile for his foolishness. I agree. But with that, we're going to be wrapping up this episode. In the next, we're going to spend our skill points and then head back to town, where we will begin to actually head out and perform quests and do some of the more meat and guts of an RPG game. We've got quite a lot of resources, 550 valuables in total, but yeah, the next episode is probably going to involve us dealing with the rogue farmer and his one surviving son. We'll have to see how that one plays out and if it's quite as bloody as the last time we crossed that family in the next episode. But as ever, remember to like if you liked and sub if you haven't. And I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.